Listen, y'all, what's up? It's Queen Sid back with another video. Y'all, today we are getting ready to jump in a van and we're gonna go on our final summertime road trip. Okay, the camera can't come in for real. That's not okay.
For our last summer trip, we knew we wanted to do something fun, and Harrison's birthday was just a few weeks ago, so we decided to take a last-minute trip to go see Dead & Company perform at the Gorge.
I'm a longtime fan of kind of Grateful Dead, Dead & Company, and they're actually on their final tour right now. So, you know, we really wanted to take the opportunity to go see them. They're performing at the Gorge, which is one of the best venues in the US, and it's 4 hours from us, so we figured it would be a great shot. All right, good morning, guys. We woke up this morning at about 4:30. We got on the ferry and went off island, and we just arrived in Anacortes.
Once we were in, the campsite was so cool. It was packed. It was a giant grass field filled with all kinds of campers and vans and VW vans and camper vans and truck campers and tent campers and everything you can imagine.
Looking back on the trip, with zero question in my mind, my favorite part was seeing Dead & Company perform live. Quite possibly like the best recording ever. It's something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. And the worst part was the entire time I was thinking, this is as good as it gets. This is the best show I'm ever gonna see. And I mean, I loved it so much.
The concert was amazing. We had so much fun. It was a great time. We just left our campsite this morning and now we are headed over to a lake to enjoy the rest of our trip off island.
If you're looking to plan a last-minute trip, a last-minute summer trip specifically, do something you're excited about. Like, what's something you're passionate about and you've really been wanting to do for a long time? Figure out how to make it happen and fill in the rest of the blanks from there. And I promise you're gonna have a really great time, and it's all gonna work out. All right, so here we are. We're ending our last summer trip. We're about to head back to the island. It's been totally beautiful here. We've really enjoyed it. Awesome sights. You know, we're surrounded by others who are living a very fun, similar lifestyle. And, you know, we're glad that we found this super special place. So, yeah, it's been a great hoorah, and we're kind of looking forward to stepping back into reality.
I've been to Colorado, Arizona, Alabama. I've been a lot of places, but I was like, I don't want to drive 10 hours, 14 hours, 5 hours. So I was like, you know what? Let's find a place that is close to home, because when you're doing van life, you don't have to drive to these extravagant places to have a good time. This Harvest Host is 30 minutes from my house in St. Louis. It's such a nice day out. A great day to go swimming. I can feel the heat already. We've had some serious heat waves in Missouri. Let's lock the doors. And let's go find a cool Harvest Host. All right, one of my favorite things have been pickles. We're definitely getting pickles today. Oh yeah. And we have to get my favorite chips ever. Oh my God. The advice I can give someone who's planning a last minute trip is don't think too big. The most simplistic things are the best things in life. There was no planning, and this is probably one of my favorite trips so far. I know some campsites on some apps like iOverlander, it's like land and stuff and out in the wilderness. I haven't done that yet, but this is me. This is me pulling up to a nice, safe location and having a good time. All you have to do is look it up on Harvest Host. So if you're passing through Missouri, look up the hub landing on Harvest Host. You can book a room or you can just stay in your van. This place is super cool. Y'all, they have a Star Wars inspired room. You can sleep in the sleeping pods. Okay, so this is a cigar bar / cocktail lounge. So if you go to the landing hub, these two are connected. And if you come in and tell them that you're with Harvest Host, you'll get 10% off at the bar. Like, how cool is that? I already know that my favorite part of this trip is going to be this pool. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to hop in here and get some swimming in because this is insane. Camera's getting wet. Phone's getting wet. Okay, the camera can't come in for real. That's not okay. Wow. Ooh. We literally almost lost the camera.
The last couple of years, as we've circumnavigated the country, we always end up in the Seattle area to visit our family. So it was just natural to make our last summer trip the Oregon coast. Driving across Oregon is just amazing because it's so varied from the eastern part, which is a lot of agriculture and a lot of harvesting going on. That was really just a beautiful thing to see.
Beautiful field.
On the way, there are a lot of places to see beautiful waterfalls and forests everywhere. That's what we woke up to. Be prepared for rain, because even in the summer it rains there. Be prepared for wind. Be prepared for a lot of sandstorms on the beach, which are just incredible.
It's so cool. You're walking and you can't see anything at all. It's like you're just like walking through this fog and you're not sure where you are. Just walking. It's like a dream.
All of our favorite experiences on this trip, as with all trips, had to do with cheers, cocktails, and eating the local foods. And that's another beautiful thing about Oregon, or any of the coast really, is we love seafood.
We love seafood.
Selection of seafood in the Pacific Northwest is just off the hook. That is without a doubt the best fried oyster I've ever had.
We have fresh oysters from Chuck's Seafood in Charleston, Oregon. We have smoked octopus. We have teriyaki stillhead, and we have smoked albacore.
It kind of is like it looks. It's like jerky. It's really quite delicious. So I'm probably going to save this for road treats because it's kind of chewy. We're about to cook up some crab. And of course, first, oysters. Yum. Hand roasted. We're here on the Bowman Ranch.
Not my ranch, is a garden is a disaster.
One of our favorite experiences of the whole trip was a Harvest Host in Tillamook, Oregon, which has got to be one of the most beautiful and one of the most popular Harvest Hosts ever. And that is called Blue Heron French Cheese Company.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
If you like cheese,
really
this is your place.
Yeah, and you will see every kind of rig there.
Schoolies.
German expedition vehicles,
They're really big.
gigantic
Really big.
Class A's and fifth wheels, antique renovated RVs, and they even have an antique double-decker English bus there.
My wife, my 2 daughters, and I were inspired to take our road trip just through, I guess, a need for wandering and exploring.
We live here locally in Frisco, Colorado, and we wanted to explore other ski towns and just enjoy the mountains and hit the Great Lakes over in Michigan. So we planned a 2-month road trip for the summer of 2023. My favorite moment it was pretty broad. It's just the family memories. I mean, our kids had no idea of the stressful times, and they really just remembered all like the amazing, wonderful experiences.
If there were any lessons to pass on, I would say be ready for the unexpected. It was a clear blue day. There were no clouds. The weather report was for 0 precipitation. And so I made the decision to leave the awning out to keep the camper cool while we went out and grabbed a bite to eat. And just as we were sitting down, the tornado siren went off and hail started coming down, and we knew there was no way to get back to the camper in time, so we just had to hope for the best. But the best was the camper was still there and the awning was laying on the ground.
The host there truly made it a comfortable situation in a very tragic time on our road trip.
Out of all of the locations, the campgrounds and the campers and the RVers and the locals and the hosts, like everybody was just so welcoming and really interested.
Staying at the Harvest Host locations, the farms, were just wonderful for our children to learn how and where all their food comes from. We met salt of the earth people and farmers, and I think our children learned a lot from living on the road.
I think out of the entire trip, my favorite thing that we experienced was just camping as a family, that closeness of being in a small or an intimate environment.
Today is going to be a great day. Honcho and I have been spending some time in the city, and summer is winding down. I'm a teacher, I go back to work next week, and so I want to have one last summer trip. Honcho, come here, I got a stick for you. So the plan for the day is honestly to just relax, let Honcho swim, pull the paddleboard out, get out on the water, hang out, just enjoy the sun.